Okay, so recently I've been talking to people about reference frames and about relativity and getting my mind all in a muddle about it, and at one point I thought that motion wasn't real and it was an illusion, and I think that's where Einstein was going with it, and yeah, Einstein was wrong. Motion's not an illusion, motion is real. So, let's say you have a person here and a person here. This person throws the ball to this person. This person threw the ball forward. Relative to this person, the ball is going backwards. Now you might say, well, how is it going backwards? Well, because he's facing this way, ready to catch the ball. If I asked him to walk backwards, he would walk in that direction. Okay, now we have a person on the side. Relative to this person, the ball is going to the right. Relative to the person over here, the ball is going to the left. And relative to a person over here, the ball is going down. Relative to a person over here, the ball is going up. Okay, now, if we treated this like maths almost, and we says that it was going forward, left, backwards, right, down and up all simultaneously, that would mean that there's no movement of the ball, that the ball's not moving. Now obviously it's not going left, it's not going forward, it's not going back, it's not going right, it's not going down, it's not going up. It is going in one direction because all the arrows, if you look at all the arrows, so relative to him it's going up, it's going this way, this way, this way. If you look at all the arrows, they all point in the same direction, so it's definitely going in one direction. The problem is you don't know what direction that is based on relativity, because relative to the people, it's going in all different directions. So which direction really is this direction? Now, I think Albert Einstein thought that there was no motion, that if we took away all the reference frames, so let's say if this person threw the ball, let's say this person threw the ball, and then as soon as he let go of the ball, as soon as he threw the ball, we took away all the reference frames, we took away all the people, we took away all the background, that ball would still be moving. Whether there's background or not, that ball would be moving. Because he's threw it, he applied a force, he's moving the ball's moving. If we then take away all the reference frames and the background, that ball is still going to be moving. Now, this is where Albert Einstein was wrong. Because, like I says, if we take away all the reference frames and we take away the background, that ball is still going to be in motion. Just because you haven't got reference frames and just because you haven't got background does not mean that ball's suddenly stopped. That ball is still in motion. But according to Einstein, it's not moving. So if we have a look at this video.
Isaac Newton would say that the ball and the feather fall because there's a force pulling them down, gravity. But Einstein imagined the scene very differently. The happiest thought of his life was this: the reason the bowling ball and the feather fall together is because they're not falling. They're standing still. There is no force acting on them at all. He reasoned that if you couldn't see the background, there'd be no way of knowing that the ball and the feathers were being accelerated towards the earth. So he concluded they weren't.
So according to Einstein, without a background, there'd be no way of knowing that those were moving, so therefore he concluded that they weren't. Now, to me, that's wrong. You cannot conclude that there was not moving just because you took away the background, like I said with the ball analogy. If that person throws that ball, if that ball's moving, and then we took away every reference frame and we took away the background, does not suddenly make that ball stop moving. That ball's still moving. Just because you can't reference it, just because you can't, see it moving, just because you can't detect the movement, does not mean that it's not moving. So he says it's not moving because it hasn't, that you take away the background and then you won't be able to tell it was moving. Doesn't mean it stopped moving, like with the ball analogy. If that person throws the ball and then we took away the background, we took away everything, that ball's still moving. So again, Einstein was wrong. So yeah, take care and stay safe.